Rock chips. Chances are, if you've owned a car without PPF, like this one, you've had rock chips. Even with PPF, it's not a perfect solution. And this car is bad. Road rash. Today, we're fixing it. 20 years of highway miles, rock chips, all sorts of dings and bashes. That has culminated in this front end looking like a spotty teenager. And so with the help of a professional touch-up paint system, Dr. ColorChip, we're gonna get all these chips filled in with a color match paint and a lacquer over the top. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see when I do a full detail and machine polish on this car, bringing it back to new. And if you'll notice, the headlights are nice and shiny. If you haven't watched that video where I bring them back to this level of shine, go watch that here. Okay, so Dr. ColorChip, I picked up this system online. They're about $75. Paint and squeegee touch-up kit. It comes with microfiber cloths, the paint and lacquer combo system, a couple pipettes and another squeegee, some more towels and gloves. This full system comes with a handful of brushes, they're sea-lacked, color match paint and a large squeegee. So we're gonna shake these up. Once these are well shaken, read the instructions, it always helps. So, the idea here is we apply our paint using any of the preferred methods, brush, dropper tip, or pipette. We apply this just to the outside of the chip. Why the outside? Well, we're gonna take this squeegee and we're gonna level it across the chip, making sure it fills in that whole gap. Once we've done that, now you're thinking, well, there's a load of paint on the outside. Yes, that's where the Seal-Act comes in. You'll use a towel with a bit of Seal-Act on to rub away any excess paint on the outside of the chip, not inside the chip. And that should leave a nice, level, clear surface. So, let's get started. So, it usually helps to start in an inconspicuous area, just so you can test if this is an accurate color. It says 215M, that is GM's Envious Green or Emerald Green Jewel, something along those lines. And we're gonna get that applied to this small area here. So I have filled a pipette with probably a bit too much paint here, and I'm just going to apply it to the top of this surface, and then I'm going to squeegee it in. Now you want to work fairly quickly. Once you've applied it by the dropper, you'll want to squeegee quite quick. Making sure to apply a good dollop. You want a good dollop because you want it to fill that chip in well. Let this sit for a few minutes. It looks messy. Don't worry about all this around the outside. Those chips are filled quite nicely. This whole area is going to get cleaned up by that Seal-Act. You might notice that the chips aren't fully filled in. There's still a little bit of a divot. I'm not too worried about it. The car isn't perfect, but if you are, you can apply as many coats as is needed to fill that hole and level it. Once it's dried, you'll take a bit of Seal-Act. It says about a quarter-sized section, and we're gonna go around the area. We're not going to actually get it in the chip. You'll want to work this in quite well. If it looks like it's not coming up, it is. Just give it some time. And then once you've worked that area well and all of the excess paint has come up, you'll take the provided microfiber or one of your own and clean the area up. And that is pretty impressive. I am very happy with how that's come out. It's gone from looking like this to looking like this. That is pretty good. Now we know how it works. I'm gonna start on each of these sections in small 6x6 areas, more or less, and begin to work my way across this entire bumper, removing all of these rock chips using this exact system. So, cue the montage. Now, with the top of this front end complete, I filled in all of the chips that I could see along this area. It looks good. It's obviously a little patchy, but what an improvement. There's no more grey poking through in this area. So, buff it off with some Shellac, all these little patches, and we'll see how it looks. I don't want this stuff sitting on my paint too long. I don't know how it's removing only the new paint and not the old paint, so let's buff it off. Wow, that area we've just done looks amazing. There's none of that grey poking through. When you look close, you can still see the chips. Yes, this isn't a repaint. It's not a perfect solution, but it's as good as you're gonna get for $70. This is way better than any of those little paint pens, way better than any of those little dropper solutions. This is what you want to be doing. This area is now completely finished. By no means is it perfect. You still see some divots where there were the larger chips, but they're filled in and they're green. The color match is extremely spot on. I'm really happy with how that color's come out. All that's left to do is the rest of the bumper. I'm gonna do this half and compare it to the other half that isn't done, and we'll go from there. The difference between this side and this side is night and day. You can see all those little grey chips, and on this side, they're a lot more dull. They're filled in with that green colour. It looks fantastic. They're still there, only if you're looking for them. This side is particularly bad. So, let's finish off this lower area and compare it to this side when we're done. We'll let that sit and dry for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll buff it off with the Shellac. Now, I think the pipette method might not be so good for all these little spots, this actual proper rashy area. And so maybe the brushes might come in handy for that. So we'll test it using both methods, and I'll get the brush out on these areas now. There's 3 different brushes that come in the set, 2 with extremely fine tips and 1 with a normal brush head. These extremely fine tip ones, I think, are going to be the way to go. I feel like that is a pretty good representation of using the brush. For this area, I'm going to go ahead and use the much larger squeegee that we were provided and see if we're able to fill all these in one go. With our pipette filled and the squeegee at the ready, we're going to go ahead and draw a line across here and fill it in. I'm not entirely sure if this is an accepted use of the product, but it seems to have worked pretty effectively in filling in a large area of pretty bad road rash. So let's get that other area cleaned up with the Select. So we did this entire area using the pipette method, this one here. So let's get the Select on it and clean it up. What an improvement. We've gone from this to this. This looks incredible. I'm extremely happy with the results. Let's see how this big area comes up. And there you have it, a finished side, a couple little spots here and there, versus an unfinished side, a road rash side. You can see just how many chips we had before. This is bad, whereas this side, they are mostly covered up. At least they are the same color as the car. In the particularly bad ones, well, there's not a whole lot you can do. Another coat, and that will finish off quite nicely. So let's get this side buttoned up, starting with this side. Just like that. The difference is fantastic. So there you have it. $70 later, the Dr. ColorChip kit has proved its worth. It only took me a couple hours, and they provide a couple different ways of filling in each of those chips. Whatever works best for your scenario, this kit will work perfectly. Whether that's filling in small dots with a brush or covering large areas with the squeegee, they have you covered. This isn't a paid video, but there are a couple links down below to some Dr. ColorChip kits on Amazon that you can pick up. You'll have to find one that works best for your vehicle. That being said, if you go to their website, they've got hundreds of different color codes to choose from, and I'm sure you'll be able to find one for your car. If you like this video, hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on the progress on this car. Leave a comment down below. What did you think to the results of this? Is it in line with your expectations? Would it have been better, bumper off, sanding and respraying? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.